You've had an extensive career in social entrepreneurship. What should we know as public health audience about social? What should we know as a public health audience about innovation and okay, three.
I'm glad that happens to other people too, because I'm like,
It
oh,
does. It does. And I feel like when it happens, it makes other people comfortable. So
for sure.
make you comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. What should we know as a public health audience about innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly social entrepreneurship?
I love that question. So I am going to say something that I still have, I have a ton of public health friends and they are my dear friends. I kind of grew up with them. So I'm going to say something that maybe some of my public health friends might get grumpy at me about, but I will say it nonetheless, and I stand by it. There is something about capitalism that is a lever that drives change. And layering in, so that's entrepreneurship. Layering in the social piece is great. And frankly, I think every business should be a social enterprise. I think it should be giving back to the community as well as supporting itself. So in the best scenario, that the pursuit of whatever your goal is with your enterprise will provide the lever and momentum you need to keep the organization going. And what I mean by that is if the market is bearing kind of fruit for your enterprise, you keep moving it forward. That could be, you are selling a lot of whatevers. Like for us, because we're an innovation agency, it could be that we're getting new clients or we're getting more clients for what we feel like are the areas of business that we do best or provide most impact. And we can measure impact in a whole bunch of ways. And, to the thing I said, where everything should be a social enterprise, we could measure impact with how much money we made this year, or we could measure it with one of the things we talk about is how many sectors are we reaching? How many different geographies are we reaching? Anyhow, all of those, there are lots of ways we could talk about how do you measure impact. But to actually answer your question, framing everything around, am I getting feedback that this is something that can move forward or is a viable service, product, whatever. And even if, when I was at CDC, we were providing services to people. We were sort of, if you think of being subsidized by the government, but we could have been taking in are we providing valuable services to the universities, to the public health community, to the other kind of development agencies we were working with. So I think you can frame everything around this idea of social entrepreneurship. And I think it helps you constantly assess, am I a good actor in my ecosystem? And am I providing value in the way that I feel like I should be providing value?
And in saying that, what is typically the pushback that you get from your public health friends?
If you're motivated by making money, then you're not doing the right thing.
And that is an interesting juxtaposition. And I feel like I also lean on your side of things, knowing that there is benefits in capitalism. And to your point, that the businesses that succeed, they succeed because they provide a product that people like. So how can we create more products that people like? And I think to dig a little deeper, as a public health audience, a lot of us care about populations, care about these things, care about communities. So if we don't become the people that become the entrepreneurs, and the people that don't care about people become the entrepreneurs, and that kind of leads to the vicious cycle of the hyper-capitalistic society that we're in today.
Well, yeah, but then we're ceding that ground to people who maybe don't care about the community as much as we do.
Right.
I totally agree. I gathered you might fall on my side of things, but it was just a guess.
Right. I think capitalism as it stands right now is not the most effective system, but it is not a system that's going to disappear. So it's like, how do we integrate our positive aspects and framing and public health and there's that mindset into the work to really try to shift things, and as well as try to shift the systems and structures and policies that are there so that we can create more foundations for organizations that do good work to improve the social life of people.
Well, and I think if we, so, straight capitalism is thinking about like how much money do you make? But if we think of value more expansively, so how are we providing value?